Hey guys, I wanted to come on and make a video, say Happy New Year, as I didn't get one up for New Year's, so I wanted to come on and make one. So I hope everybody had a fantastic, phenomenal Christmas. I hope that you all had a safe and wonderful New Year's Eve and New Year's Day, and that you're starting 2018 in the best way possible. I know a lot of people said that 2017 was a bit of a rough year for them, so I'm really praying that you all have an amazing 2018 filled with so much good things, so many good things. So I guess I will give a little bit of an update. There's not much really going on. It is snowing outside. We have had kind of poopy weather over Christmas and over New Year's. I'm all for a white Christmas, but this was a little bit like stormy. We had a stormy Christmas. Sorry, I'm getting over a sinus infection. I got sick over Christmas, which I didn't realize until after Boxing Day that I had a full-on sinus infection and cold and fun stuff. So my household has been sick, but that's okay. That's part of it, right? That's all part of it. So, let's see. What kind of update? So I know when I filmed last time, my friend was having surgery and I was at the hospital. She came out of surgery. Surgery went well and she's now home recovering. So we're really, really glad about that because that was a huge deal. So I'm glad I can update that. In terms of myself, so I had surgery on October 24th. So today is 10 weeks out of surgery. So 10 weeks, that's 2.5 months. So 2.5 months post-op. I'm down to 81 pounds. My highest weight recorded was 384 pounds. And as of the other day, because my weight hasn't changed at all, I was 303 pounds. So making my total loss for 81 pounds. And that hasn't changed probably in, I don't know, like five or so days. I was really hoping that by New Year's Day I would be out of the 300s, but honestly the fact that I've lost about 81 pounds to me is a pretty big deal. Like, that's a lot of weight in let's see, that would have been 13 weeks. And when you put it into perspective, 13 weeks is not a lot of time considering if you were to do just, like, I don't want to say just diet and exercise, but if you were to do diet and exercise and be eating healthy and exercising in that way worked for you, they generally say no more than 10 pounds a month. So at 80 pounds, that should have taken me about 8 months, and it took 13 weeks or about 3 months. So 15 is 3 months. So yeah. So, honestly, I'm not upset by that. While I didn't reach kind of the goal I had set in my head, I know that probably before the end of January, I will hit that goal. I'm really pleased with how everything's going. I still have moments where food doesn't sit right or something happens, and I know that that's par for the course. So I'm also not as concerned about what that looks like, or I'm just checking in with, keeping in touch with my team and those kinds of things. So I'm not sure if I have a stricture or not. I actually haven't called the nurse yet, which makes me terrible, I know. In my last video I said I might have a stricture. What I'm thinking is that I don't know that I have a stricture. I think that I've been maybe eating some things that were ahead of the schedule for eating, because I didn't realize that we weren't supposed to have them yet. So trying to go back and do lots of studying, also just learning like what my body likes, what I can tolerate, what sits well. And some days that may change from something that I had yesterday. Maybe tomorrow my body's just going to decide it doesn't like, and then 3 days from then it might decide that it's fine. So I'm just going to keep trying things, and I need to keep consciously eating slower. I know I'm eating way too quickly, so way too fast for what my stomach can handle. So working on all of those things. And it's just, that's part of the battle. That's part of the learning curve. And no one told me that this process would be easy. They just told me it'd be worth it. And you know what? Honestly, from what I've felt and what I've accomplished, I would definitely say that it already has been worth it. I have been out shoveling snow off of walkways, and while my back is in pain because it's always in pain, I'm not out of breath doing it, and I'm not super sore, and I'm not struggling to do basic things. I've been able to do more house cleaning, or put my socks on, or tie my own shoes, or walk faster. People have been saying that I naturally am walking more quickly. I'm naturally like moving better. I fit into more spaces now. So, those things to me are worth the change. So, the number on the scale, I know sometimes can dictate like the way that we think or the way that we perceive our success. And I'm learning that it's just one part. It is one part of a very, very large picture. So if you are new to bariatric surgery, if you're thinking about the process, if you've just had your surgery, if you're in the midst of getting ready for your surgery, I think the biggest thing that you can remember is, the number on the scale is important in a sense. It's just one piece of a very large puzzle that determines how well you're doing and what your functioning is and those kinds of things. Because when it comes down to it, if you drop 10 pounds, that's a big deal. If you drop 50 pounds, that's a big deal. You need to celebrate each one of those successes. I have started looking up, there's a thing that you can do where you can look up, and it says, you put in the weight, so say it's like 5 pounds, 5 pounds is the same as, and then it'll bring up a picture. So it might be like, it's the same as a chihuahua. But if you think about it, if you lose a chihuahua from your body, that space is like a fairly big space to take up. So if I lose a chihuahua from my stomach, that's, that big? Doesn't seem like a lot when you say, I just lost 5 pounds, but it's more than that. I think at 81 pounds, it was like 4 car tires. And I'm like, holy geez, when you think about that, like 4 Michelin tires, I think it was, when you think about a standard car tire, they're not small. They're not, it's nothing to kind of shake a stick at. To lose 4 of those, and you're thinking about it, and you're like, where did I store 4 car tires on my body? Like, how does that even work? And you kind of get this different visual. So, if you're struggling with like feeling like, I haven't lost enough, or like this number is the most important, just remember it's not. Like, and sometimes you just need to put it into perspective. You need to put it into like, what would this look like? Like, what does a horse weigh? What was it? One of my first ones that I looked up was like, I lost a baby Holstein cow, and I was like, awesome. Like, I didn't think I was that big, but apparently. And just when you put those things into perspective of like, it really helps you to celebrate a little bit more deeply those successes, and to be okay with it. That, just because Susie down the road is 10 pounds ahead of you, or, someone else is able to do this, that, you will do the things that you're meant to do as you can do them. And, I was able to take a bath about a month ago, and it's the first time I've been in a bathtub, like in a bath, I shower, in like years. And so for me, baths are super relaxing. So to be able to get back one of the tools that I find is a distressor in my life, it's a calming effect, it helps me when I'm in pain, to be able to get that back was such a huge deal for me, because I haven't had it for so long. Whereas somebody else might not care if they can get in and out of a bathtub, but they might care if they can tie their shoes, or if they could run down the road, or if they can sit on the ground to play with their kids. So I know that was super long-winded, but I really wanted to remind you that your success isn't based just on the number on the scale. So yeah, that's kind of my stats. If you go back about 5 minutes, you'll hear those stats. Outside of that, life has been pretty boring so far. New Year's Eve, I stayed in. My husband is sick, or was sick. I don't know how he's doing today. He's at work, so I didn't get to totally find out if he's feeling much better today. But he was sick, and he had to work at 6 a.m. on New Year's Day. So I stayed up by myself, and I watched the Times Square ball drop, which is one of my favorite things, and actually a bucket list thing for me to go and participate in. So I did that, and then on New Year's Day, he was working, and I stayed in my pajamas until I got a text from a friend, and then I went out for coffee with her, and then to help her with some stuff. So today I am doing some work on my business, and cleaning the house, and just doing practical, everyday kind of things, but it's been a fairly quiet, fairly boring intro into the new year, which I think I'm okay with. Sometimes those boring, quiet ones are the best. What else is there? I'm trying to think. Debating stuff about the future still. What path I want to take. I want to go back to school, what that looks like, what the best career choices are, but I will keep you all updated on what that looks like anyways. And yeah, I was sick, so I was a little bit disappointed because I finally got to the place where I really felt like I could start exercising and not be concerned, like outside of just kind of walking around and whatever, but actually wanting to get back into the gym and doing some good workouts. And because the weather's been so crappy, you can't really go outside and go for a walk because we've had crazy temperatures. So in Canada, of course, we're in Celsius, so I know on New Year's Eve it was minus 26 here, and it was 10 degrees in New York, but feels like minus 7. So somehow that about equals out. So we've been about those temperatures for a week, give or take some. So we had a couple days where we were hitting minus 30. So it's a little bit too cold to go walking outside. You run the risk of things like frostbite and hypothermia, and I really am not willing to do that. And I get cold super easy now, so I'm a bit of a wimp. I'd rather stay inside and work out inside. But unfortunately, my living space doesn't give me enough room to do a whole lot of workout videos, either in my living room or in my office. So I've been just trying to keep moving. I'm always dancing, so trying to do stuff like that just to keep myself going. But I was a little bit bummed out because I wanted to get back to the gym and doing some stuff there, and then I got sick. So now that I'm starting to feel better, I'm working on getting out to the gym again and hopefully helping the weight loss to progress by working out and doing those types of things. So I don't know if I have anything else to say. Oh, I have to show you this. Okay, you guys are gonna think I'm crazy, but I love calendars. I love stationery. I'm like a weird person who collects pens and notebooks and calendars and things to play with that way. I don't know why I love stationery, but I really love stationery. I could probably open a stationery store and be super happy working there. I also really like books though, so it could go either way. So we have, I don't know if you all have calendar club where you are, but every Christmas a calendar club opens, and so I had gotten a really pretty, actually it's right here. I got a really pretty owl. I'm obsessed with owls, totally obsessed. So I got this from Justin for Christmas, and it has like different pictures of, different pictures of owls on different months, and so it's hit myself in the face. It's like little quotes and pictures and stuff. So he had gotten me this, and I really love it. And then we were walking through the mall the other day, and the calendar club had a bunch of sales on. So we got a Grumpy Cat like daily calendar where you rip off the sheets. And then we got this one, and it's called Text for Mittens. So it looks like this, and that's Mittens, and apparently Mittens texts. So it's so dumb. We're cat people. Apparently we're cat people. I'm an animal person in general, but we have cats. So yesterday's was Mittens. You must have had a wild New Year's Eve party. There's still catnip stuck to your fur. And he says, I like to roll in it. I said, you were a high roller, LOL. I'm still hungover from the nip. It's too early for jokes. Do you think that catnip on my fur is still good? Hashtag asking for a friend. So that made me laugh way, way too hard yesterday. So that was yesterday. So let's find out what today's is, because, you know, we're crazy like that, and I want to. So today's is, those toy mice drunk Patty gave me are cheap. The response was, it was a thoughtful gift, Mittens. They look like they have mange. Be polite. I'm tired of playing with cheap toys. Do you know where my red striped straw is? So it's funny, you know, cheap toys. Like, most cats play with straws and things that, like, a piece of food you dropped on the floor, but Mittens apparently is sick of playing with cheap toys and wants to go back to the red striped straw. I hope you find that funny, because I really do, and it's kind of sad. But anyways, so we got 2 calendars, one for Grumpy Cat and one for Text for Mittens, and then I got a little cat like travel calendar that I can put in my purse. It came with a free pen, so why wouldn't I get it? Yeah, I have a slight obsession with calendars and stuff. Probably all didn't think that was as funny as I did, but I definitely did think that was funny. I have another calendar in my office too, which is kind of crazy, and this one is my Jesus Calling calendar, and then every day it's got a little like thing about like helping your faith and prayer life and stuff, and then parts of the Bible to read. And I think it's really cool, because every day that I look at this Jesus is Calling one that a friend of mine gave to me right after my surgery, actually, it's been like whatever I needed to hear for that day. It was just perfectly on point. Like today was relax in my healing presence. As you spend time with me, your thoughts tend to jump ahead to today's plans and problems. Bring your mind back to me for refreshment and renewal. Let the light of my presence soak into you as you focus your thoughts on me. Thus I equip you to face whatever the day brings. This sacrifice of time pleases me and strengthens you. Do not skip on our time together. Resist the clamor of tasks waiting to be done. You have chosen what is better, and it will not be taken away from you. And I think, you know, it's kind of funny because whether you believe or don't believe, I think that can still be so true. Like, for me as a person of faith, I choose to focus time each day on building that faith, or I really try to focus time each day. And it doesn't always happen. So for today, that was so important to me, because I hadn't focused any of the time. But I think, like, in life, we tend to get so busy and so caught up in, I need to do this, I need to do that, I need to be this, I need to be that, you know, this person needs this. And whether you believe in Christianity or whatever you believe in, or believe in nothing, I think life just gets busy, and we can all agree on that. And I think that we can all agree that we need to take time to stop and refocus. And whatever that looks like for you, it's so true that can be the best thing that you do for yourself and for those around you, is just to stop and take a minute. So I hope today you stop, you take a minute to enjoy your surroundings, enjoy the people that you're with, to say I love you, and to just have a grateful moment in your day. All right, guys. I love you all. You're amazing. You're wonderful. Thank you for being a part of my videos, and I hope you have a fantastic day. Bye, guys.